Finally, we just had to wait for life to get things sorted out. And to the southwest position. In the red trunks, playing Zerg. Startail Life.
And in the top right of our map, God himself, it is KT Rolster Flash.
Well, God did create life, but as we have seen previously, life's rather rebellious, and I don't think he cares so much anymore. We have seen God bleed time and again to life, in fact, but lately, Flash does have the upper hand on him. But that is in best of 1. That's where Flash shines. Best of 3, not so much.
Which is so weird, because that's the complete opposite of him from StarCraft 1.
Yeah.
You know, something I do have to point out is that in Code A, Flash actually lost to really aggressive Zergs. He lost to Shine and Hydra, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Who Shine, by the way, still in Code S, because he's like just playing so out of his mind this season. But those are like 2 of the most aggressive Zergs in the entire scene, along with Life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that might be a little bit foretelling of this match as well.
Very well could be. And I would certainly not expect Life to play passively here, unless he's got some very odd idea about how Flash is going to try and play this matchup out and decides, you know what? Maybe macro is the way. Maybe I don't want to try and slip some lings in there. But the success rate he's had with slipping lings into bases is just so high. It's not like he's rolling the dice on that. Well, maybe he is rolling the dice, but he's hoping for a 2+ on D6.
You know what? I feel like Life is playing StarCraft 1 and the rest of us are playing StarCraft 2. It's like, in StarCraft 1, it was almost impossible to make a ling-tight wall, and Zerglings were better than in StarCraft 2. So it's like, Life, how do you just keep making this happen? We'll see if he can this game. He is getting his gas relatively quickly. Could just be for defensive speed, but, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he does try to kill Flash early, man. You don't want to go against Flash's macro, that's for sure.
No, and defensive speed can very quickly turn into offensive speed, particularly on a fairly small map. The rush distance is not that crazy, especially not if you happen to have a bunch of speedlings. So it is possible. The wall-off, of course, can be done at the front. We've seen it time and again, those invincible pipes on the left and right-hand side there of the overgrowth choke.
Yeah, no way that an army of Zerg units could ever destroy those pipes. They look way too tough. Yeah, never would happen.
The Terran Dominion hasn't realized that making the siege tanks out of the material those pipes are made of would be ideal. It's a whole black box argument, isn't it? It's like, well, why don't you just make the plane? The answer is the pipes are too damn heavy. Those pipes, so heavy, you could never, ever get them to move.
Yeah, that's why they never do.
No.
Well, this Reaper actually doing a little bit of harassment, as we see, not really getting any kills, because this is what current day Reaper versus Zergling is, basically. You kill 1 to 2 Zerglings, and that's it.
Yeah, get the scouting information, make sure the Zerg's not doing anything too fancy, keep them honest, and then get out. And, of course, maintain your Reaper if possible. Don't let it die, because you cede your map control pretty much immediately at that point. And then maybe you just keep it around for a bit of a Hellion poke later on, which, by the looks of it, is exactly what Flash is looking to do.
And, in fact, not just Hellions. It looks like, and he's making a reactor with the barracks here. A little bit interesting, because I was kind of thinking, oh, he'll go for Banshee with this. He has 2 gases, and he still may go for Banshee, but I wonder exactly what this reactor is going to be for.
That is a good question. You know, there's some fairly old-school builds involving Marine Hellion drop play that can be done, but it's still a little bit weird. I mean, the Banshee would be the much more common choice in this situation.
Maybe he wants to pop out 2 medevacs real quickly, or maybe even grab a Viking. I'm not really that sure. It could be like a Viking medevac, clear Overlord, so you can get your drops done. Yeah,
it could be. I don't see any reason why not. Not only do you get your drops done, but you hold back the Zerg. That's 100 minerals and some of the lava that could have been spent on something else. The Lynx get in again to stop a supply depot.
Do you know what this is?
That's a Hellbat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is an old build, as you were saying before. This is something that Flash used to use like a year ago. He just needs a lot of medevacs so he can ferry all the Hellbats around.
And not only that, but now with transformation servos being free, these Hellions that are all in map, this is 6 potential Hellbats here. You know, we talk about potential energy and kinetic energy. These are potential Hellbats just waiting to be unleashed.
And that is a lot of energy to deal with that. And
Oh,
will
yes.
Life be able to? He is slowly walking these 3 queens over. I feel like Life right now is completely predicting wrong. I think
gonna
he's
get a nasty
pretty sure
surprise.
that Flash is going 3 command. He could be in trouble because of this.
And 3 queens sounds great against that many Hellions, but they can turn into Hellbats now. The armory is done, and those are Hellbats supported by Medivacs, and suddenly there are some roaches here, but geez, look at that! In it goes, Flash with a huge push coming out here.
This is so scary. Life trying to kite, but with slow roaches
God.
and slow queens, not working out. Oh my god, a huge surround.
The massive surround there. 3 queens roasted up against the wall so fast. The feast is on here for Flash, and he's gorging himself.
Well, these Hellbats are doing some real work. We have more roaches on the way, more lings coming out as well. Will he have enough to actually overcome this? More Medivacs are coming. That's going to make it even harder.
This is ridiculous, and the roaches are target firing down the Hellbats pretty well, but this hatchery is almost dead. I have a feeling that Flash would love for that to die before it leaves. I mean, it's a good push nonetheless. He killed a lot. He forced a lot of units out, but if he kills the hatchery, that's the icing on the cake. He doesn't quite get it, but
Yeah.
it's kind of strange that he would do that. I mean, maybe he's just going to try and drop in a little bit later and finish it off.
I think he definitely will be back to try to finish the job. I might hit that main base first, the way those Medivacs are flying, which is fine, of course. You know, go in there, kill a few drones and whatnot. But you know what? He's forced Life into a situation where he's pretty low on drones overall, only at 39 at the moment. So he's at least forcing a lot of units, which is good.
And Flash is going for the main, which is the right thing to do. That low health, it almost makes me feel like he did that on purpose, leaving that hatchery so low, requiring Life to defend it, and then dropping the main base for massive damage.
And will he get that massive damage? Oh, some really nice Hellbat hits there. Hasn't killed that many workers, though, so far.
Well,
really.
workers are on the way back. That actually is probably the wrong time to do that, but actually Life does judge that very well, and only 2 more workers killed, so perhaps killing that, leaving that 3rd base alive, maybe not the best of ideas.
Well, we'll
Cool
see
idea.
if he can get back there and eliminate it eventually. You know, he just continues to make Medivacs and Hellbats. Pretty good or Hellions, which he'll make into Hellbats, of course.
Yeah.
Pretty good unit composition, I guess. You can't really argue about that. And, in fact, Total Biscuit, what's he going for?
Mech. Double factory follow-up here. Plenty more Hellions, Hellbats, adding on, of course, tanks and maybe even some Thors in the mix when required. This hatchery is still bleeding on 169 health. It looks like Life is trying to save some transfuse energy to fix that up. Hellbats now fighting against these roaches that just got a nasty surprise. That there are a lot of lings, though, so he's going to have to evacuate. But the medevac count is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is a ton
Oh
of
my
Medivacs.
God.
A nice surround, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, lots of lings getting
Jeez.
fried at the moment.
Walls up. There's no getting through there. But Life might be able to pick up some supply depots, and he is looking for that opportunity to get in there. SCV's pulled off the line. More Hellbats being pushed towards this. Life's still playing on ridiculously low drone count. 36. Trying to get damage done to equalize up the economy. And these SCVs being pulled off the line might give Life that opportunity. Roaches continue to come in here, and Flash is starting to lose Hellbats.
Yeah, he's doing actually a pretty good job with the roaches overall, killing a lot of SCVs off. He's killed 14 already, and continuing to reduce this Hellbat count, which is really important for his defense at home.
Yep, he is trying to hold on. He's got a lot of medevacs, but, you know, those medevacs are not really doing much against the Roach DPS, and the great focus fire here from Life. This is not just some A move. He knows what he's doing. Even the Vikings landing to prevent this. In the meantime, by the way, the 3rd base was denied and forced to lift off. Fancy Micro coming in, but he left the front door open, and Life is making it happen again. He is into the natural mineral line.
Oh, Flash just wants to hold on for just a moment. He needs to get a few more mech units out, but Life is not giving him that moment.
No.
He's continuing to push forward, killing off Hellbat after Hellbat, SCV after SCV, and the siege tanks pop out, but are they too late?
Well, he's able to deploy them on the high ground. He still has 37 SCVs with 3 command centers, and of course he's going to hold this now with the tanks, but what is it about Life and his ability to hit these perfect timings in ZVT? It's insane how he does this. Like, just before the mech transition properly finishes, like 30 seconds later, and Flash has everything he needs to hold that.
Yeah, it's completely true. It's literally that close, and he's going to have so much that any attack would be foolhardy. But Life hits it on that razor's edge, and that's why he can be so aggressive and play in this crazy style. And in fact, He's just continuing to make roaches. Roach speed just finished up, and Flash better lift off that third base. There is no way he's going to be able to take that yet.
Absolutely not. But he does have 4 tanks, and of course he's going to continue to build them. He's going to be able to harass with Hellbats, and Life is still on a really low drone count. He's just droning again now. I mean, he was on 39 for a good 4 or 5 minutes. Now he's building the drones, but the Hellbat attack is coming in. It will eventually have Blue Flame, which will be awesome. And with so many tanks and a really fortified position, I don't see Roaches breaking that right now.
Yeah, it looks like this game probably is going to go pretty long because Flash has finally stabilized. But I got to ask you something, Total Biscuit. How sad do you think Flash is that he never killed that third base?
I think he is regretting it, and I do wonder if it was a tactical move. Just saying, you know what, I'm going to make sure that you're out of there. But Hellbats are not as great as they used to be. You know, dropping a couple in the mineral line is no longer a guarantee of 35 worker kills, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Well, at least without Blue Flame. Now he's got the Blue Flame. Now he might get him. The natural mineral line getting absolutely good, and Flash is doing the damage now. Life very slow on the pull there, and that is a lot of workers killed. He's managed to equalize things up a little bit. Now he's going for the third base. Hey, maybe he kills it now.
Maybe he does. That is quite a few Hellbats. He's just going to leave them there. Doesn't want to lose those medevacs. A lot of Lings coming in to clean up, but Blue Flame Hellions, Hellbats, man, they deal a lot of damage to light units.
Yep. And I like the decision by Flash not to focus the hatchery down, because he noticed there were 3 queens with good energy. It would have been transfuses and wasted shots. And he got a lot of Lings out of that. He killed a lot of drones, bit of wasted mining time as well. And now, the Death March, the Hell March comes in. He has 6 tanks, a Thor, a bunch of Hellbats, some SCVs, and that 4th base will not be living very long.
No, certainly not. That's going to have to be canceled right away, but can he do even more than that? Can he kill this third base by Life? I gotta say, I think he might be able to. There's like one Mutalisk making. He doesn't have a whole lot.
No, and against Roaches this works well, but it looks like, oh, nice pickoff by Life. He gets a reinforcing tank. Third base, of course, falls, but Flash has got to be careful about putting himself in a position where he could get surrounded from all sides. Life's inevitable counterattack begins. And again, what's Flash's defense? He doesn't have any.
Well, he's got that depot wall.
Yep,
That's
go
it.
Depos.
And
Flash wants to win right now.
Oh man, this is when in doubt base trade, I guess. This game is getting absolutely crazy. And in fact, Flash, I don't know if he can even hold his main.
He's got the Thor and a bunch of SCVs. The Thor's dropping the hammer. It kills 7 roaches, 8 roaches, 9 roaches. In the meantime, Flash holds the choke point, smashes the natural. The Thor lives. 11 kills. Going for 12. It will finally fall, but not before severely blunting the attack of Life. Did it blunt it enough, though?
Oh, I don't know about that. He's going to have to lift off his buildings as we see here. He's going to have to evacuate, but at the same time, so is Life. He's got nothing left here to really hold off Flash's attack. This is a complete base trade scenario.
Absolutely, it is. And it's a base trade scenario with 8 medevacs involved in it. And not that many mutas, only 4. Nowhere near enough. In our single Thor is going to knock those down very easily. This tank army will not be stopped. I mean, these roaches are going to die in a heartbeat. The army supply, it's in favor of Flash, and more to the point, the unit composition he's got is far superior to anything Life can bring to bear.
Yeah, this really looks like it's going to be a Flash game here. He's got the mobility, he's got the healing units, he's got the cost-efficient units, and his buildings fly. Life does not really have a chance here, and in fact, his last buildings are going to be dying very soon.
Blue Flame Hellbats sitting at that 4th base. The main base destroyed. All of the tech gone. Nothing but roaches and a few Mutalisks. There's so few Mutalisks that I feel that Hellbats could kill them.
You're probably right about that. 8 Hellbats with +1/1 upgrades against 3 mutas. Yeah, you're right. They would win that.
Yeah.
Definitely straight up.
Harsh language is enough to bring these mutas down, frankly, especially considering 1 is very bad injured. They might get a CC, but I don't know. There's actually 8 SCVs somewhere on the map. Yeah, they're with the army. So this orbital will survive and may very well land in the main of Life. And the army of Flash is absolutely massive. Hugely destructive. Life doesn't win this in a million years, surely.
No, there's not in a million years. If we'd played this game a million times from here, there's like no way for Flash to win. Like he can land all his buildings and then go attack, move everything in different directions, and I think he still wins. Like, this is such a small army from Life. It's just so weak.
Life is able to expand, though. I mean, that was his last expansion there, certainly. He does still have 4 drones expanding to the gold to try and get back into this. I suppose you could even argue that Flash's army isn't as immobile as it looks. With 8 medevacs and only 2 mutas to stop them, this army can go anywhere at any time.
Yeah, and he's got those Vikings as well. Like, 3 Vikings will take out 2 mutas.
It will, yeah.
No question there, especially with those 1-1 upgrades and SCVs to repair them. Yeah, no problem. So he's just basically going to fly around with those Vikings, patrol the map, figure out where are these buildings, how many units do you really have, and then go out for the killing move.
Flash mules Life's natural in a very effective display of both dominance and really good economy. And Flash is now able to... He brought a factory with him. He's going to start meching again. He's re-establishing the supply depot wall.
Yeah, why not? That's Flash, man. Supply depot walls that's a big part of his game. Not quite able to use those invincible pipes, but using the invincible Vespine as well this time.
Always good. Oh, the medevacs are on the move, and they find 2 Mutalisks and say, you know what, I don't think you can stop me. This hatchery will, of course, die very quickly, as will all the lava. Lings... it's not going to work. I mean, they're just going to get picked up. Even with those roaches, not going to make a difference. This single Ling is doing such a good job up in the top there. It's killed the supply depot on its own. It's working on an eBay, but that is the last hatchery. Those are the last drones, and that is the last gasp. GG.